Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I did not follow Eurovision at all this year, probably because I was busy with some awesome vocal research. So this will be my very first time hearing the winner, DARA. I have heard, though, that there's going to be an interesting fusion of pop and folk. So I am very excited to dive into what that sounds like in the vocal technique. Let's get to it. I like that symbol. The branding's always so very nice on Eurovision.
To the riot, come alive, surrender to the blinding lights. No one's gonna sleep tonight. Welcome to the riot. I'm the Bangaranga, Bangaranga, Bangaranga. I'm the Bangaranga, Bangaranga. I'm the Bangaranga.
I hope we get some sort of zoom out here. I'm really interested in the choreography and how they've set this up so far. Obviously, the filming of it is particularly awesome. But I really am loving the rhythmic elements of it, especially like that feeling of like, let's just have some sort of like primal headbanging that is induced right from the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning, though, and talk about her voice and some of the things I've noticed already. Ooh, it starts about here.
Come alive, surrender to the blinding lights. No one's gonna sleep tonight. Welcome to the riot.
So she has this quality that reminds me a little bit of Rihanna and Sia, and the way she's channeling it really towards the front of her face. Often we'll actually distinguish classical and contemporary singing by simply saying that contemporary is very, very forward in the placement. She's actually bringing in quite a bit of twang as well. So she's creating her pitch, the melody of the song at that true vocal fold level. And then everything back here is essentially being molded to create more of this, like there's like a little bit of snarl. So the sound wave is being shifted forward to create resonance in this area. There's more to it though, so hang with me.
Surrender to the blinding lights. No one's gonna sleep tonight. Welcome to the riot. Come alive, surrender to the blinding lights. No one's gonna sleep tonight. Welcome to the riot. I'm the Bangaranga, Bangaranga. I'm the Bangaranga, I'm the Bangaranga.
I really like this Bangaranga, that kind of feeling that she has at the end a bunch of times. It actually feels like almost like a diaphragmatic pump that's she's singing in her chest voice there in a lower register. And it's like she's almost doing a little shout off with some extra air pressure that gets pumped underneath. Definitely more of a folk technique there. Whereas those longer lyric legato phrases, that would be more of that pop technique. And the way she's really lasering them, she's picking a mark essentially and just driving the sound through it the whole time. That particularly reminds me of Rihanna.
I'm the Bangaranga, Bangaranga. I'm the Bangaranga, Bangaranga. I'm the Bangaranga. Welcome to the riot. I'm the Bangara.
Ooh. Yes. Okay, I love that we had a tempo change there. And we also got this really cool, super reedy instrument. I don't even know what instrument that was. That's not the kind that you typically find in orchestras that I like to sing with. It's awesome. I love it when we bring in what I consider a more exotic instrument into the mix. I especially love it when you bring an instrument like that into something that has an overall pop vibe. I think it's just, it's so cool that we can mix so many elements of music around the world today. It's so cool. So I'm a big fan of that. There was another thing I wanted to mention back here. Oh, Bangaranga. I kept looking at this word and thinking, is it Bangaranga or Bangaranga? Hopefully not Bangaranga. That'd be like defying the pronunciation within itself. So anyhow, Bangaranga. Good to know. Let's go back. So what actually, the thing that's like extra cool here is the energy gets shifted up, even though we've shifted the tempo down. There's so much excitement that's built up into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, that beat is like so full. And again, it's like so danceable. And it's speeding up here a little bit, I think. Yeah. It's actually, when we have tempo shifts like that, we instantly get into a different zone than just your normal pop stuff. And that makes me very excited. I feel that for a while, it almost felt like some of the pop music became a little cookie cutter, where there was a specific template that you needed to stay on a specific grid the whole time that had the same tempo. And when I hear a song like this, or I think that Billie Eilish is probably one of the best famous pop stars that's really very deserving of all of the fame and all of the praise. When I hear that shift and playing the music, it makes me very excited because I feel like we can all celebrate how much more complex and diverse and incredible music can be.
When I resign, I'm a mover, I'm a teaser, I don't follow, I'm the leader, let me hype you up, let me hype you up, I'ma let you get to hook, I'ma live your shoe.
She's playful. I have to say, we've heard this pattern so many times now where she's in a top pitch and then she goes down essentially a chord. It's like almost like an arpeggiation each time she goes down. And I like the way that the top note has so much body in it. And as she goes down, it's often at the ends of the phrases, she actually gets like a little fluffier in the voice. She adds like a little more air quality. There's a nice variation of the texture of her voice within just that arpeggiation, just a very, very short amount of time each time. Well, it still sounds like the same person. And when she lands on the bottom, it doesn't feel like she kind of thuds. Sometimes singers, when they come down, they kind of thud or chunk down. Instead, each time she drops off into the last note, it feels like a very nicely placed cherry on top. It's like it has a little kiss off too. It's like each time she goes down, the last note actually almost feels like it has a higher placement to achieve that like little bit of smile and mwah.
I'm the Bangaranga, 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 I'm the Bangaranga, 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 I'm the Bangaranga.
Such cool choreography.
I'm the Bangaranga.
And oh, lights. So I'm not actually sure how much of Eurovision songs in the finale how much of them are tracks that are behind, how much is the real singer. Obviously, there's this portion here that you heard her voice, and she didn't actually sing in this video here. I would like to know more about that, you guys. As somebody who's never been as deep into Eurovision, but I've had so many patrons introduce me to pieces from Eurovision that have made me very, very excited about it. Maybe next year I'll do like an entire coverage of it, or if I'm not doing vocal research. But I would like to know more. Like, what is allowed in a final like this? How much of it is a backing track? How much of it is just her? Is there, like, what is live and what isn't, essentially? Man, it's an infectious song. Right there. Obviously, when she originally tracked that, if she had both her voices in there, she'd have to do it in 2 different trackings. And so you couldn't perform that live. I love her eyes. I just so wonder how it's filmed, right? Like how much of the video that I'm seeing here was actually filmed at the grand finale? Was any of it pre-filmed? I have a lot of questions. But I think whatever they've done with the filming and the rehearsals, she's amazing at looking at the camera and her eyes are so expressive. I think it's very important for singers, especially doing live performances, to focus on that eye expression, because not only is it interesting to look at, lets people into the soul of the song, the lyrics, but it also can help with the focus of your sound. When you make your eyes more alive, often the sound is naturally directed towards this part of the face, which we'll often call the mask of the face. And that helps with things like resonance. That helps her have that cut and that laser in her sound. And even opera singers, thank you, even we will think about that face, having that mask there. We just tend to think about sort of marinating in some more backspace first before going to the mask instead of that like direct shot.
Somebody's spot to fight. I'm about to lose my mind.
Also notice her tongue position. I've been noticing many times that when she opens her mouth, I love that the tip of her tongue is against her bottom teeth, and you see this tongue kind of arching up in the back. That tells me she's making this sound without too much tongue root tension, which is one of the evil things in all types of singing, where basically the base of the tongue gets really tense and tries to control the larynx, since the larynx actually dangles off the base of the tongue. Fun anatomy there. Her mouth shape, though, it tends to be like just the right amount of tension in important places and just the right amount of relaxation in others. Definitely like superstar power. It's so fun and infectious. I love the dancers too. So just that line there, she added these extra little bits of expression, which is so much more fun when you're hearing the same line over and over, right? I like it when we get some variation in that vocal expression. Let's check that out, just like under a magnifying glass here.
Bangaranga, bangaranga, bangaranga.
So it was blinded. She does this extra breath in there before light, and on light that time, she even makes it a little fluffier. Light. It's like it's got more air and this lift to the sound. And then she comes in right afterwards with a little bit of creak on the sound. Welcome. Some people call that like fryish, this welcome, but it's more, I would describe that more as a creak where she's getting into the sound. Sometimes I wonder if she actually is essentially mixing in more head voice on that bottom pitch. It sounds really good. And it sounds, I just love, I know it sounds so powerful, and most people are probably thinking like, wow, I just love the vibe of this. And I'm sitting here thinking, I like the vibe, but what gives it that vibe? And one of the reasons it feels so uplifting instead of just sort of like nailing it in the whole time is the way she keeps approaching that very bottom pitch. It lifts up every time. Yeah, even that lifts up. There.
I'm a Red Bull, I'm a danger, I'm over.
Pretty.
But freedom, let me light you up, let me light you up. Come on, let me pull on so deep. I'ma leave you weak. I'm the Bangara.
It's fun. It's super fun. I really love the fullness of her sound in this section as well. It's like she's allowed to sing bigger here.
I'm over for freedom. Let me light you up. Let me light
I like,
Come on, let me pull.
even though she has this like very buzzy, full front mask kind of sound, she also has a little more space here. It sounds like a little more deep throated, essentially, in that her quality is just deeper. It's like more velvety. It has more fullness to it. I'm trying to give you all the different descriptions that match.
Let me light you up. Let me light you up. Come on, let me pull.
She brings a more heaviness in her tone there.
I'm the Bangaranga.
I also really like the leave you weak, I think.
So deep, I'ma leave you weak.
Wee. She does another thing there where she's essentially doing this diaphragmatic pump to get that sound.
Come on, let me pull you so deep, I'ma leave you weak. I'm the Bangaranga.
Really works with the choreography too.
I'm the Bangaranga.
I love this choreography. It's so crazy.
I'm the Bangaranga.
Oh my gosh. I really want that to keep going. I hear that this was Bulgaria's first ever win of Eurovision, and I can really see why. This song is infectious. Like, it makes you want to listen to it over and over and over. I think that the beats in it are particularly fantastic. That really brought that folk element. She dabbles in different elements of, I think, some folk background with singing as well. But then she just has star quality. The things like her face and her eyes, and that, like, almost like, again, Rihanna, Sia kind of laser in her sound that's combined with some of that folk technique. It's fresh, it's fun, makes me want to dance, makes me want to headbang in some sort of like primal, like awesome way. So I like it a lot. I haven't seen any of the other Eurovision stuff yet, so let me know if there's anything else you would like for me to analyze. And I hope you guys all got to enjoy that a ton. Let me know also, was this the right winner? I know there's always some dispute. I really liked it, but I haven't seen anything else. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And in the meantime, I'm going to link to some other vocal analysis that I think is just unique, maybe has a few folk elements too. Over here, may you fall more in love with music every day.